1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Matavala and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The Department of Irrigation says that water is now being released for the harvesting of the upcoming Yalla season. The Met Department predicts that a change of the weather patterns can be expected after Thursday. A special operation will be conducted in the western and southern provinces from tomorrow. Many issues relating to the renovation of the Northern Railway line has been solved by the government at present. Minister Nalin Fernando says that the government has committed to solve the issues relating to the construction sector. In foreign news, India elections to be held in 7 stages. In sports news, Ireland beats Scotland to retain Six Nations title. The Department of Irrigation says that water is now being released for the harvesting of the upcoming Yalla season. The department says that the water level of the 387 reservoirs under their department is at 90%. The director of the Water Management Section of the department, Vimal Ratnasiri Landakumbara, told the SLBC that 10% of the water has been reduced due to the prevailing dry weather conditions. He also said that the department will be able to release water for the harvesting of the upcoming Yalla season uninterruptedly. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Mahaveli Authority says that the water levels of the hydroelectricity reservoirs is now at 83%. The water levels of the Mahaveli reservoirs, which are being used for agricultural purposes, is now at 93%. The water levels of the Samanulabava and the Madurai reservoirs is 100%. The Disaster Management Centre says that more than 4,700 individuals in 1,490 families have been affected due to the prevailing dry weather conditions. Measures have been taken to release water for the affected areas. The Met Department predicts that a change of the weather patterns can be expected after Thursday. The duty meteorologist of the department, Sajit Vikramasuriya, says that rain can be expected in some areas in the country as the evening or afternoon. The police headquarters say that a special operation will be conducted in the western and southern provinces from tomorrow. The aim of this operation is to destroy the underworld and the criminal groups. This operation will be carried out under the direct supervision of the IGP Deshabandhu Thenakone and the commanding officer of the Special Task Force, Varuna Jayasundara. 20 armed police units will be deployed in this operation. Meanwhile, the IGP has commenced operations against 62 OICs who are unable to control the crimes in their respective areas. State Minister Shehan Semasinga says that the government has been able to solve many issues relating to the renovation of the Northern Railway line. The minister was speaking at a meeting held at the Anuradhapura District Secretariat yesterday to discuss the issues relating to the renovation of the railway line between Mahava Junction to Anuradhapura. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Minister Nalin Fernando says that the government has committed to solve the issues relating to the construction sector. The government will take the necessary policy decisions and provide other facilities required for the betterment of the construction sector. He said that construction sectors faced immense difficulties due to the economic crisis in the country. The minister said that the government has allocated a large sum of money from the budget to develop the construction sector. The Sataravadipani felicitation ceremony organised by the Transport, Highways and Mass Media Minister Dr. Bandara Gunawardena was held at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall yesterday. Tributes are paid to the best movie artists and scholarships have been awarded to students who are currently pursuing the GC Advanced Level Technology stream this year. Scholarships worth 2,000 rupees per month were given to 250 students selected from all the districts who are currently studying the technology stream for 2 years under the Pragnya Bandhu Scholarship Program, a concept introduced by Minister Dr. Bandara Gunawardena. Tributes were also paid to a group of artists who had contributed to the artwork created by Dr. Bandara Gunawardena. The Minister of Transport, Highways and Mass Media, Dr. Bandara Gunawardena, will leave for Washington today to participate in the 21st Conference on Transport Transformation in Washington, USA, from the 18th of March to the 20th under the auspices of the World Bank. The Minister who leaves today will arrive at the World Bank on the 18th of March, where he will be received by the SAR Transport Training Manager, Ms. Fei Deng. The Minister will attend an executive meeting on the same day. The first session on transport will be held on the 19th of March. The public transport and other related activities will be discussed in the afternoon. The Minister will participate in discussion with the policymakers at the Preston Auditorium on the 20th of March. He will also participate in a special discussion with the representatives from India, Brazil and Nepal on that day. The Minister will also participate in discussions regarding modern technical activities on buses, including e-bus services.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
The number of subjects for the GCE Ordinary Level Examination O-Levels under the new educational reforms will be limited to 7, and A, B and C passes will be completely done away with and replaced by grade point average to ensure that no student fails the examination. The Department of Examinations will conduct the GCE O-Level examination for Science, Mathematics, Native Language, English, Religion, Moral Education, Information Technology and History from 2026. Students could also choose 3 subjects of their choice to be conducted by 350 school assessment and educational boards. The program will be launched from 2025, and this change will have an effect on students sitting the O-Level examination in 2026. The Department of Examinations will no longer confer A, B and C passes, but will give a GPA to students. According to this new system, every candidate will pass with a certain range of marks with no fail grades. A new subject called Education will be added. Apart from the 6 existing subjects, Arts, Science, Mathematics, Commerce and Technology for the GCE Advanced Level examination from 2027 under the new educational reforms. Vocational courses will be included for students who score low marks at the examination.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
Watch Live is brought to you by
CIB Navy offer valuable gifts and gift vouchers, 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Due to the current dry weather, the usage of water is increased by 15%, and the National Water Supply and Drainage Board requests that consumers use water sparingly. The Deputy General Manager of the board, Anjana Kaluaracha, says that the water is currently being released from 6 water supply systems in Hatton, Gampalatawa, Urubokka, Pusella and Kottagala for the requirements of the consumers. Meanwhile, the Disaster Management Centre said that 3,000 families in Kaigal and Kurnagal are facing drinking water problems.
CIB Navy offer valuable gifts and gift vouchers, 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Coming up, World News.
In world news headlines now, India elections to be held in 7 stages. The US announces charter flight to Haiti as clashes continue. Iceland volcano lava nears Grindavik in a new eruption. India's general election will take place in 7 phases over April and May, the Elections Commission says. The results will be announced on the 4th of June, the Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar told a news conference. With some 968 million eligible voters, India's election will be the largest the world has ever seen. Opinion polls predict a win for Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party and its allies, which is eyeing a record 3rd term in power. More than 2 dozen opposition parties, including the Congress, have formed a coalition bloc called the Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, or India, to take on the BJP at this election. India's lower house has 543 elected seats, and any party or coalition needs a minimum of 272 MPs to form a government. The BJP, led by Mr. Modi, had won a staggering 303 of the 543 seats in the 2019 election. This year, the party says its target is to win at least 370 seats. Some states will hold polls in several phases. The US State Department has announced a charter flight for its citizens stranded in Haiti as gang violence and hunger grip the impoverished country. Police in the capital Port-au-Prince are trying to recapture areas held by notorious gang leader Jimmy Cherzier. Cherzier, known as Barbecue, has a stronghold in the Delmars neighborhood, and police are trying to arrest him. On Saturday, the police spokesman Lionel Lazares said several bandits had been killed in the operation. Ms. Lazares said the police units entered the neighborhood on Friday evening. In another statement, the police said they fired shots at members of Barbecue's gang, cleared several roadblocks and seized firearms. A state of emergency has been declared in southern Iceland because of another volcanic eruption at the Reykjanes Peninsula, the 4th since December. It is thought to be the most powerful flare-up so far. Lava has reached the eastern defences around the evacuated town of Grindavik, local media said. People have also been moved from the nearby Blue Lagoon, one of Iceland's most popular tourist attractions. Iceland's airspace remains open. A giant lava spill is billowing smoke. This is a similar location to the eruption that began on the 8th of December. Footage of the explosion showed clouds of smoke and glowing magma oozing and bubbling from vents in the earth. Keflavik International Airport and other regional airports have not been affected by the explosion. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. India elections to be held in 7 stages. The US announces charter flight to Haiti as clashes continue. Iceland volcano lava nears Grindavik in new eruption.
Development News.
The Railway Department will launch a new luxury tourist train, Dunhinda Odyssey, on the 5th of April to ply from Colombo Fort to Badulla on weekdays to mark 100 years of train services to Badulla, which was introduced by the British. The launch will coincide with the centennial celebrations at the Badulla railway station, and a special postage stamp will be also issued. The Dunhinda Odyssey will depart from the Fort railway station at 6:30 am and from Badulla at 8 am on weekdays from April 5th. The train will have first and second class compartment.
Moving on with sports news.
The third and final ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played in Chittagong tomorrow. This match will be decisive for both teams as they have levelled the series with a win each and will be played in Chattogram tomorrow. Ireland retained the Six Nations title meanwhile as they overcame a heroic defensive effort by Scotland in Dublin. On a nervy evening, Dan Sheehan's try either side of two Finn Russell penalties gave Ireland a 1-point lead at the end of a cagey first half. Scotland defended bravely after the break as Tad Furlong and Robbie Henshaw both had Irish tries ruled out, and reporter crossed to provide Ireland with clear daylight before Hugh Jones gave Scotland late hope. Meanwhile, Manchester City cruised into the FA Cup semi-finals with a comfortable victory over a jaded and disappointing Newcastle United at Etihad Stadium. Pep Guardiola's side remained in contention to repeat last season's historic treble of Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup, and were barely troubled on a rain-lashed night in Manchester. They are the first side in FA Cup history to reach 6 successive FA Cup semi-finals and have reached the last 4 in 7 of Guardiola's 8 campaigns in charge. City were in control with a 2-goal lead by the break on Saturday, and although both goals had an element of good fortune, they reflect a half in which the holders were dominant with 75% of possession.
Go ekakthiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Apple has agreed to pay $490 million to settle a lawsuit led by Norfolk County Council. The class action alleged tech giant's boss Tim Cook defrauded shareholders by covering up lower demand for iPhones in China. Norfolk Council said a pension fund it administered lost money as a result of Mr. Cook's actions. In a statement, the Norfolk Pension Fund said it was very proud of this recovery for investors. The statement continued, "We are mindful that we are stewards of pensions relied upon by thousands of families and individuals."
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakthiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And now in economic news, the Ministry of Transport and Highways, in keeping with the Budget 2024 proposals, has taken steps to offer investment opportunities to develop railway stations to create innovation and urban traffic under the Station Plaza program. The Ministry of Transport is inviting investors to develop urban areas through a public-private partnership model. Expressions of interest are invited for this project to create facilities for luxury lifestyle and commercial activities and to meet the multiple needs of major railway stations. 6 railway stations, Kolopiti, Bambalapiti, Belavatta, the Himala, Mount Levina and Slave Island, have been proposed as the basic project stations, and the proposals can also be made for other railway stations too.
Weather report.
The Met Department says mainly dry weather will prevail over the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Sabaragama and central provinces and the Gala and Kadhuru districts during the morning. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The Department of Irrigation says that water is now being released for the harvesting of the upcoming Yalla season. The Met Department predicts that the change of a weather pattern can be expected after next Thursday. A special operation will be conducted in the western and southern provinces from tomorrow. Many issues relating to the renovation of the Northern Railway line has been solved by the government at present. Minister Nalin Fernando says that the government is committed to solve the issues relating to the construction sector. In foreign news, India elections to be held in 7 stages. In sports news, Ireland beats Scotland to retain Six Nations title. That concludes this news broadcast, and now it's back to your host, as always, on the other side, Sonal Panavitan, to keeping great company. And I know Sonal is amazed, I think, at the speed in which I read the news, but I managed to finish exactly at 1:29. It was a long bulletin, and I guess there may be calls complaining of this. I hope not. Certainly not. Because, well, I've got to finish soon so that Sonal keeps you in great company. Over to you, Sonal, and to our lovely listeners out there.